Assalamu alaikum. I am Aniva freelancing Wali from Rehan School Lahore campus. Today we will talk about the secret to building lasting habits. We will talk uh, that ChatGPT. Hi.
Hey there. Great to have you here. What's on your mind today? Are you thinking about habits or is there something else you wanted to dive into?
What makes a habit stick long term?
A great question. I think one of the big keys is starting small, like really tiny, tying the habit to an core ones that
Why do most people fail to maintain new habits?
yeah, that's really common. A lot of times people set goals that are too big or they don't build enough of a routine around them. Sometimes life just gets busy and they miss a day and then it's easier to give up. Plus, if they don't see immediate results, it's easy to disengage. What's been your biggest challenge with that?
How long does it really take to build a habit?
That's a big question. The classic idea is 21 days, but research says it's more like 66 days on average. It really depends on the person and the habit it change.
What is the role consistency in habit formation?
Consistency is basically the backbone of habit formation. When you do something regularly, no matter how small, your brain starts to link that action with a cue or a time of day. Over time, it feels automatic. So, T is what builds that mood.
What can I stay motivated when building a new habit?
Picture in mind. You can also attach the habit to something you really care about or make it fun, like gamifying it or joining a community. And if you stumble, be kind to yourself. Just get back on track without too much.
Small habits are effective than big goals.
Yeah, start doing them and they build up over time. Big goals can feel overwhelming, but those tiny, small daily wins are the secret to make.
How can I break a bad habit and replace it with a good one?
A big part of that. Then you replace it with a positive action that's easy to do. So instead of just stopping something, you redirect that habit loop. And again, consistency and small wins really help cement that new choice.
What are some common mistakes people make when trying to build habits?
Yeah, a few big ones come up a lot. People often try to change too many things at once, or they aim for perfection instead of progress. Sometimes they don't tie the habit to it.
How does the environment influence our habits?
If your surroundings make the habit easy, you're more likely to do it. For example, if you keep a gym bag by the door, you're more likely to work out. So shaping your space to support your desired habits makes a huge difference.
How can I track my progress without becoming overwhelmed?
On it to or an app where you mark off each day you succeed. Keep it positive Don't obsess over missing days. Just notice patterns. That way you stay aware without feeling overwhelmed.
How can habits improve productivity?
Absolutely. Once a habit is in place, it frees up energy so you don't have to decide every time. That consistency over time and personal growth.
How does science say about habit formation?
Science says that habit formation happens when a behavior is repeated in the same context, eventually becoming automatic. Brain research shows that this relies on a loop of cue, routine, and reward. And on average, habits take about 60 to 66 days to become automatic, though it can vary widely. Key factors: consistency, a stable environment, and
The most
I'd say focus on clarity and full. Tie them to existing routines to keep them anchored. Keep the steps super small and build in a reward or reflection. And remember, the key is just sticking with it, even when it feels low.
how can minds how I build my
That can be a balancing act. The trick is keeping it super simple and anchor them. So, for example, after your morning coffee, you do one habit, and after lunch, another. Just avoid overwhelming yourself. Start with a couple, and once they stick, add more.
what mindset is most helpful for creating lasting habits?
I think a growth mindset is one of the most powerful. If you believe you can change and improve over time, you're more likely to be patient with yourself, to see setbacks as part of the process and keep going. So is that about perfection or about progress and persistence?
How do habits shapes our identity and success?
Yeah, it's really powerful. The habits we stick to day in and day out become part of how we see ourselves. So if you build a habit of reading, you start to see yourself as a learner. Those small repeated identity really drives your success.
What is the most important secret to building lasting habits?
I'd say the single most important secret is consistency. Doing the habit regularly, even when you don't feel like it. That repetition over weeks and months is what turns a behavior into a lasting habit.
Thank you so much for answering my questions.
You're very welcome. I'm really glad I could help. If you ever have more questions or just want to bounce ideas around, I'm here.